You're listening to the Go Lightly Martial Hour on freedomtalkradio.net. freedomtalkradio.net.
And we've got 3 comments in the chat room already. Hello, Adam from the UK. Hello, Irad. A 310. Hello from Toronto, Canada. And then Adam's got a little sunny smiley face with the lion's roar.
Ask him if he just got the mail I sent to him. Safeservices.com.
Oh, Adam. Yara is asking if you just got the email he sent to you. He's spamming the net. Safemailservices.com. Here at
3.1 million a day.
Yeah, 3.1.
And you join up, you're a member there for life.
Oh, he said he got it. Yes. Yeah. Yes, you join and you're a member for life, and you can just literally spam the world every day, millions, and somewhere the few.
It's not really spam. It's a news item.
A news item, right? Well, yeah, right, okay. Oh, he said already posted on Facebook. So we did that, from 2010 or 2009?
And then we lost it somehow, whether it was taken out of the computer, whatever. And we had 2 services, really.
Yes.
Which we might join again, by the way. But we couldn't find it again. So then I went searching for similar services. That one in particular, couldn't find it.
Yes.
And I got all these other ones, and they cost a fortune.
Right, yeah.
Like 50 cents a letter.
Yes. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, so if you want to send 3 million, what's going to cost you? This is the kind of thing this safeservices.com is too.
Safe mail services.
That's the cheapest one, and it does the job.
Yeah, and you've got to make the subject line catchy to get people's attention, so they'll actually, because most people use it as a link for selling their stuff, whatever. But we used it for information all through.
Well, AIDS, cancer cure, diabetes cure.
It was also that it was going out about Benedict, all this kind of thing. So anyway, information. And the few out of the million that might actually read it, well, that's the few.
No, a lot more people read than what you give credit for.
Oh, right, because I just delete all.
Because it's going into the cyberspace of the mental.
Yes,
community,
the ether.
Like.
Yeah, the ether. Anyway, God's spamming his universe. If you can't beat them, join them. Anyway.
I'll use this whatever I can.
Yes, I know, darling. I know. That really is what it is. Irritate the crap out of him. What's this? Blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, he is the God particle, so he's not the Godfather. Well, he is the Godfather, but the God particle.
I'll go on with it.
BLGM, the God particle. We're having great fun with that. And let me get through the formalities. I get, because just for the record, when people are looking at this in generations to come, and then they'll be thinking, what day? Where were they when they were doing? So it is Wednesday, the 27th of May in the year 2015. And it is 12:04:52 seconds PM. And we are broadcasting to the few from Tugum, Queensland, Australia. And all you need to remember, hallowed be thy name, Blugum from Tugum. Blugum, BLGM, rhymes with Tugum. And it's probably why the angels set it up that way at the creation.
All got a sense of humour.
Sense of humour. Blugum rhymes with tugum. And it's all about the alpha and the omega. This is what this period, omega, and there's 4 O's, O,
Right.
in tugum.
Yeah.
All right, having fun here, and I did have a mocha before a game of pool just before we approached the deck here.
You've done well.
I said to John Hall, "Hi, Ross." Blugum in tugum. No, not tugum, Hirad. Toogom. That's very important. Tugum. Or as the, what is it, the voice on the navigator says, tujum. Pronounces it tujum. Somebody needs to educate these voices that are computerized on our navigators and make them more interesting. Oh, now Ross is saying the angels are extremely active now continue. I said to John Hall just moments ago, have no idea what the show is going to be about today. Yar hasn't been working on anything this morning. When I asked him what are we going to talk about today, he says, I don't know. And we really don't. So the angels are extremely active now doing BLGMs and Ash's good work. They better be. they are under Blugum's threat. The God particle threat of annihilation, if they... Are they not?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And they know that he, especially if he gets pushed to the point where he explodes, which has happened occasionally, but you do not want that to happen. Absolutely not want Blugum to explode. So, Adam just said the angels sorted out his keyboard. Oh, yeah, Ross, your keyboard, it's working. Haven't got the dots all over the place except when you need to, just like I do. Oh dear.
Why waste a dot?
Why waste a dot? I'm getting hot, so I have to turn the fan on. It is hotter today than it has been. Whew.
It's just a hot babe.
Ugh. Totally, I've got to have the fans going wherever I go. And, all right, I was... Here it says, I learn phonetically. Yeah, well, tugum, blugum rhymes with tugum. All right. Now, what are you going to talk about? Nothing. then we are seriously... Oh, here we go. Ross says, my internet, a call centre in the Philippines, again, a lady called Crystal. Blugum's name is known in the Philippines now. Well done, Ross. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about our little merry widow there, Susan.
Yeah.
She's been 1 month in the Philippines, and I was thinking last night she should be back home now in Switzerland. And I haven't had a chance to chat with her at all, but yes, she is our merry widow.
Lovely lady.
Lovely lady. We spent several days with Susan in Switzerland when we were there, on the way down from Frankfurt with Andrea Anna. We stayed the night, and we arrived just in time for her husband to acknowledge he had met the Christ and then he died. And Susan had been telling him all along, he kept resisting until he met us, and then he died. And
Well, basically, I was sitting in the lounge, in his lounge room there, and he was sort of looking at me in a really silly way, I said, listen, I don't give a fuck whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
Yes.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
You are who you are, right?
Mm.
I'm not going to argue the point of who you are.
Mm.
Right? I said, your wife told you? As I said, I don't give a fuck.
So what happened is that we left, and then 2 days later she was sitting with him, and he acknowledged that he had met God.
I put a drop of my blood in his water.
Yes, yeah. So he died, and she felt a great sense of peace and release over that. And
mind you, but he got his finger out his bum in the first place. We could have done something about it.
Totally, yes. He kept resisting. As a matter of fact, all the things that we were telling him to do, which was immediately, because it's the easiest, get onto the bicarb soda to raise the pH level of your body. Right. He resisted doing that, and he kept going the medical way. And of course, by the time we met him, he was just a skeleton, obviously days away from death. But interestingly is that the lady that we met, the old lady, she had no trouble believing. She had given him a jar of bicarb soda for the same purpose.
Yeah.
Like she'd lived a very long time. And
She was a lovely lady too.
she was a lovely
Her brother was a strange sort of a character. He had feet about yay long, right?
Yes,
Twice as long as a normal
the size
foot.
of boats.
Like boats they were.
Yes.
Very, very odd looking.
Yes,
fellow.
and what a
nice little
story.
man actually. Except for his gigantic feet.
Right, and now the
freaky is
story that she had to tell of her life.
Yeah.
And it was her son, wasn't it, that had the car?
Yeah, her son, I think, was bought the actual Rolls Royce that Elizabeth's mother used to gallivant around in.
Yes. And it was garaged there.
It was garaged in this town, yeah.
Yes, in the town where Susan lives.
So that'd be worth a few
It's a
dollars.
beautiful place on the lake, Steckford.
Lovely place, yeah.
Beautiful.
The same lake as where a plane went down
Right.
to error on behalf of the ground control people on the ground.
Right.
And whether it ran into another plane or whatever, but it crashed in that lovely, huge lake.
Yeah,
But it crashed and killed everybody on board.
the name
And
of
then one of the fellows whose family died on it, he went and killed the guy who had caused the accident.
Ah.
Shot
Right.
him. Went to the conning tower and shot him.
Right. Right. Now, I thought I'd read out the email that we got from Miguel this morning.
Yeah.
I'll go and find it because it's all about the God particle. Oh, Ashley is messaging. Okay, Ashley, we're on air. But she's sent a message because Ashley's been wanting to get hive-like things and had allergic reactions to it. Her face blown up, and she found the most effective thing was immediately bicarb soda and all kinds of things that we had told her to do. But she picked up something else on her stomach, and she sent a photograph. She says, "Okay, I think I figured out what it is. There is something you can get from certain types of seaweed, especially off the coast of Florida, that causes skin irritation. I'm sure I'll be fine. It feels good to have figured out what it may have been." And she says, "I've been receiving Ya's newsletter. I'm glad that you guys have set it up. It's a good way to communicate. Hope all is well." Oh, that reminds me, how much baby's bath, like a kitchen sink full, and how much for a full bathtub. All right, Ashley's not listening to the show. She's actually over on, I'll ask her, are you listening to the show right now? Because I'll answer that later. I want to go over and get the email that Miguel sent and say hello to Miguel because he watches faithfully the YouTube, and he, after the God particle from yesterday and the day before, he sent something into, it was your email, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, let me just get it. And bear with us, guys, this morning, because truly we haven't got anything to talk about except...
I'm rather enjoying you looking at you and having nothing to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
It's the first time ever.
Ashley says, no, popped on like, yes, Ashley, I am live, so you're... okay, here we go. Email, bear with me. Here we go. A message to CERN. This was funny. Here we go. This is from Michelangelo Pomeroy Coquille Mirador Rex. Lovely man who found us some time ago and watches because he gets a good laugh out of it. He says, "The God particle has been discovered with hardly any money." You're right. He's been found with hardly any money. A play on words there. I know what you mean. He lives in Tugum, Oz, and weighs 222 pounds. Likes to sing and play pool. No need for collisions. He only collides with a companion particle now and then. Martha/Ash in brackets. Most of the time resulting in elevated laughter and joy and wit. He is the mind of God, the Comforter, the Holy Ghost, Almighty God, Yah. Brian Leonard, Go Lightly Marshall. He is truth. So anyway, I suggested to Yah that he send that on to over to you, Adam, so that you could make up a meme or something and play up the God particle bit, having much fun with that. And right, so Ashley's coming on and she was asking about, I'll wait till she acknowledges that she's in there and then we'll talk about the calcium hypochlorite. Yah's going to take one after the show, a capsule.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well... Talk about the virus, the 8036 virus, what you picked up this morning about the 52 kinds.
Well, let's see if I can find it, all right?
Oh, you sent 3 memes. All right, I'm going back. I've got the email open. Adam said he sent 3 memes. We'll go in and see what kind of a meme. I had to spell meme several times for Yah. He couldn't believe it. Meme. All right, here we go. Oh, all right. Adam, we don't have the meme. We don't have the memes. Just got your acknowledgement of the safe mail services. I'm just checking spam now. Nope, nothing in the spam. Let me go back to the inbox. Did you get any memes from... let me see. I don't... Oh, wait on. No, Adam, I see it there. Got to go back. Hang on, guys. And if you've got any questions in the chat room there, please... oh, here we go. The God Party. Take your pick. Give this link another try. I'm not sure it had all uploaded at the time and space. The home page is about right now. I think the download links don't work yet, but that won't take long. We just need to contact suppliers so as to get a commission on sale sent direct from the supplier, and all we do is give the addresses to the supplier. It's a start anyway to generate money from more of that sort of synod magisterium. Okay, let's see the God Particle 1. View, alright. Opening slideshow, Adam. We really are desperate today, aren't we, if I have to talk through the actions of opening email. Alright, yes, there it is. Yep, alright. Love that one. He's got a picture of the galaxy, the swirl of the galaxy, the sun in the centre, on the bulge. The sun looks like the sun and the swirl of the galaxy around the sun. The God particle has been discovered with hardly any money. I just love whatever. It lives in Toowoomba, Australia. Yeah, alright, we got that one. Laughter joy. Oh, here we go. The God particle, yes, okay. Look at this. They look like Christmas tree baubles. Adam?
Oh, no,
the planets on a string. Isn't there a song? Something about the planets on a... Yeah. And... oh, here we go. Adam, you got to change that photo of me to a more recent one. That photo is years old. You can tell by the glasses. The yellow ones or the orange ones or something. Very funny. With the little boy from that show, the UK show. What was the show that we were talking about a few weeks ago that Scylla was on about? That comedy of... See, I've forgotten. Never mind. All very... Let's see if Ashley's over there. Here. Yeah. Oh, all right, Adam, did you get that? Change the photograph of me to a more recent one. One from today's show, perhaps, or something. Oh, Ashley. Hello, Ashley. You are there. Good girl. All right, so you were asking about calcium hypochlorite in the bath for a baby. First of all, I wouldn't do it every day. Yucca for your baby. wash your baby with yucca. We talked about this before last week or a couple weeks ago. Soapweed. It's prevalent there throughout the USA. It's actually grown in the desert there. Soapweed, yucca. Use that. It's great for baby's skin. And just use the calcium hypochlorite occasionally, just to knock out anything skin-wise, whatever. But use the yucca. Do your research on it. Soapweed. I showed everybody here the 5 litres that I ordered from Nutrimetics. It was their leading 60, 70 years, 80, probably 80 years ago now. I don't know. It's been 40 years since I was involved in Nutrimetics, and they started, a long time ago. How much would I put in a baby bath? Oh, just a tablespoon, something like that. An adult bathtub full, probably half. Let's see, what did I do? I put in 1/4 cup. Yeah, probably half a cup in an adult bathtub full. Tea tree oil, not for baby's skin. Tea tree oil, very minute, diluted, not for a baby's skin. It will, on an adult skin, it has it's really good. It'll knock anything out, but not directly onto a baby's skin. Tea tree is good for knocking out all kinds of germs, sore throat, that kind of thing, but not in your bath water. Soapweed, yucca for your baby's bath. Don't buy anything, from even the health food store has products with sodium lauryl sulfate in it when they shouldn't. But yucca is good. Tea tree is good for scars. Yes, it is. Yeah, tea tree is great for lots of things, but just not. I wouldn't put it on a baby's skin. It's also tea tree oil. You can knock out nits and fleas. For a dog. Dogs have very sensitive skin. They actually say that the skin of a dog is more sensitive than a human being. So anything that needs to be tested for its gentleness, it will test on a dog's skin to see if it reacts or not. But the yucca, the soapweed it's called over there, or organic liquid concentrate, you can use it for everything. You can even clean your teeth in it. And it's great for the skin. It's pH neutral. And I have found it's been really good for some healing that I needed with my skin. Also, zinc. Make sure that zinc in the diet is really important for healing of the skin and looking after reproductive systems, etc. So Adam says, I got some AO Verdict soap the other day. Is coconut oil based? It is, yeah, good. Yep, all things coconut oil is cheaper than Elizabeth II. Why, is Elizabeth II a brand of soap or something? No, wash yourself with Elizabeth II. Yeah, would have thought. She is certainly not a Dove.
That's for sure.
Because Dove is the brand in the USA, isn't it? That your supermarket brand, or
Dove is a soap. Yeah.
A soap.
It's sold here too, I think.
Yeah. But no, all of your supermarket. No, she's a cheap hoe. Yeah, right. Well, all things coconut oil for your skin, washing your skin, your hair. You can take. Elaine Hollingsworth was getting used to taking 2 tablespoons of coconut oil daily, just straight off the spoon. It's 48% lauric acid. Lauric acid is your immune system again. It's an immune system booster.
Well, there's a woman at 77. She looked 35.
Yes, she did. Yeah,
gorgeous.
She did. Before she had her bout with
funny thing.
Aldara.
She all those years talking about the right things to do, and when she gets what appeared to be to her skin cancer, she went, oh shit, went all the wrong way.
Well, she took the prescription and applied it, as the dermatologist say, and it almost killed her. Yeah. This is why we have today the expose on Aldara, which is the active ingredient in it is a known carcinogen. Well, it has killed many people around the world, as Elaine found out. This is where the black salve comes in. The black salve for herbs and used as a salve to applied topically, and it will burn down. It will go down and kill any tumor or cancer cells along the way, and it follows it to the end, right where
It is extraordinary to say that.
it is extraordinary. Totally, people live today after.
See, people don't realise that your body's a miracle, so therefore give it the opportunity to work a miracle it will.
Yes.
That's what it boils down to.
Yes. Hello, Eric Anna. He's just joined us as well. Hi, guys. Oh, yeah. So, black salve, if you don't already know about it, there's plenty of information on the internet. It works. We've been producing our own. You saw the results that Joel had. He was the first one to use it in this household, and he pulled out what turned out to be the size of a 10-cent piece tumour. That it was deep, because it was only one application of the black salve, and it went right to the end of the tumorous cells, and that took several days of pain, because while it's following along and killing it as it goes, there's pain, and then the rest is the drawing back through the primary site until it's out of the body. That's called the escharotic effect. And amazing stuff. And of course it's been banned in Australia from sale because it's so successful. And yeah, so that's where Elaine Hollingsworth, who runs the Hippocrates Wellness Clinic down here on the Gold Coast, has done for years. She took over from Anne Wigmore, who's the woman that started it, all things organic and mostly raw vegetarian diet, but using protocols like the virgin coconut oil, eating it, applying it for everything, using it as your total skincare, and avoiding all things chemical. She wrote the book that we used a lot. She exposed other people's information, all the scientific research, that kind of thing. She just went out of her way to put it all together so that we can have it literally as a tabletop copy. And Joel has uploaded that to not only the Dropbox, and at one point it was on the Scrib site until Scrib started charging for anything to download it. It must be over in his Dropbox. But if you haven't already downloaded that PDF, then that's one that every household should have. It explains soybeans, the plastic oils, everything, absolutely everything. The prostate cancer, cesarean sections, all of these things that are such medical scams today, vaccinations. Yeah, no, it's a burning sensation, Hirad. It kills the tumours. It follows it to the roots. And if there's nothing cancerous there on the skin, then it doesn't grab. So it is specific. It doesn't just burn away at nothing. But if there's I've pulled out a couple of things that I thought were just they were just like lumps of skin, and to my surprise they turned out to be very small, like a tumorous material. So it doesn't matter. And moles, people have been using it to remove warts and moles and all kinds of things. But if the skin is healthy and doesn't need it, then it doesn't react so much. It might get a slight pink or whatever.
I was asking about this, what I sent out this morning. Well, it should be in your email.
Right. Yeah. Well, the guys have been saying that they've got.
You want to read it, didn't you?
Oh, did I?
Oh, I don't know. That's it.
No, I didn't.
Well,
Not
he's
that,
talking about AD36 infection.
Oh, right. Okay. The AD. All right. Yeah. Yes, I did. I wanted to read that. All right. Let me go back over to.
What it is what I'm able to put into it was the human adenovirus.
Right.
And the various names it's called, so you can look it up.
All right. You called me Jan. Nobody calls me Jan and gets away with it. All right. Here we go. there's links. See the adenovirus stereotype 36 is one of 52 types of adenoviruses known to infect humans. 8036 was first
Can you
isolated
believe that?
in 1978 from the feces of a girl suffering from diabetes and enteritis, and has long been recognized as a cause of respiratory and eye infections in humans. It was first shown to be associated with obesity in chickens by Dr. Nicole Durandar. AD36 infection can induce cellular differentiation of 3T3-L1, pre-adipocytes, and stem cells derived from human adipose tissue. Adipose is fat tissue. The people who achieved the people who achieved this remarkable cures
Well, we're going to have it as though it's a news item.
Oh, right, okay. Then the camera moved to Mr. Golightly. He said, by then 400 being cured of all diseases, including AIDS. The next interview was Professor David Cooper, the leading AIDS expert. He made a false statement. He said there is no cure for HIV and no anecdotal evidence that Mr. Golightly's methods work. Indeed, HIV cannot be cured. It has nothing to do with AIDS. HIV is a measure of antibodies that a pregnant woman or a head cold can elevate the level. Head cod. Head cod.
I was getting hit in the head with a bit.
Head cod with a semicolon in the middle can't elevate the level. It is the scam the world order uses to cause a patient to fall under the law, thus forcing the drug AZT onto the patient, and costs the government $1,000 US per month per patient. And it is the AZT that kills the patient, as many are not suffering AIDS in the first place. Google 464-7773. This is the AIDS patent USA. And then the link to Yar on Late Line, March 2009 it was. And then also a free book on the straw man written by Mr. Golightly Marshall. Free ebook, PDF, or buy it as a soft cover delivered to your door. What is Big Pharma scam all about? They make you sick. Sell services, that is drugs, mutilation, therapies, chemo, and so on. New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, is a sovereign nation owned by the people. Its vast wealth cannot be easily exploited by multinationals. As such, kill the people, make a cash profit. Cash in the bonded birth certificate, which we all have in a secret strawman account. With each baby born, a strawman account is registered in Washington. Then the original birth certificate is sold to the highest bidder. The corporate strawman name is then traded until the death of the person, and huge cash out is paid. A birth certificate in the USA is currently worth over $7 million US. Kill off the population of New Guinea and the resources are stolen. The same on you and all mankind is bonded under. The scam on you and all mankind is bonded under. It's so diabolical. Wars and diseases cull the nations and the Jews clean up. This all began in 1933. All diseases then are perpetuated or invented, spread by vaccinations or mosquitoes. The malaria mosquito kills more people worldwide than any other disease. It also carries the AIDS virus. The most recent cure was discovered by Jim Humble. The original was, however, administered over a 14-day period. Mr. and Mrs. Golightly Marshall took the next step with a powder called calcium hypochlorite. It is available in any pool store worldwide. Used to shock treat a swimming pool to kill all germs. Then the poison chlorine is added. It is detrimental to your health and is used in most city water supplies, along with fluoride. If permitted by bribed local authorities, the company name registered in Port Moresby, New Guinea, is Golightly Gold Limited. Email address, if you wish to ask for help with any health issues, their services are free of charge. I advise you to join Safe Mail Services. It sends out 3 million a day, $39.95 lifetime membership. There we go. So yeah, I sent that to if you were in our everybody on our.
Now the adenoviruses.
Yes.
This is the family of the Adenoviridae. Medium-sized, 90 to 100 nanometers. Nanoenveloped without an outer lipid bitia. Right? I think it should be a bit layer.
Yeah.
Viruses with the coshedral nucleoside contain double-stranded DNA genome. Their names derive from their initial isolation from human anoids in 1953. That's going back a bit.
Yes.
They have a broad range of vertebrate hosts. In humans, 57 distinct inverteviral serotypes have been found to cause a wide range of illness, from mild respiratory infections in young children to life-threatening multi-organ disease in people with a weakened immune system, and we knock it out with a calcium hypochlorite pill. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the big key here, because it's available in every large city that's got a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Right? You have to have this as a knockout for cleansing the pool before you put the chlorine in to make it sick.
Yeah.
Right? Chlorine does kill germs, but it's only got compared to the calcium hypochlorite, it's got an extra oxygen molecule.
Yeah.
And it's the oxygen that does the job.
Yeah. Now, also, chlorine and bromine, or fluoride, fluoride and bromine strip the body of iodine.
Iodine, yeah.
They're in the same group, like the same halide family, but they strip the body of iodine.
Yeah.
Now, and I didn't know that they actually use bromine, or is it one of the two, for swimming pools. Like swimming pools now, they say, oh, there's no chlorine, we just use bromine. Hello, that's like jumping from the frying pan into the fire, I think. Now, Mark has just joined us. Eric said that he'd pulled out some ugly things of himself using the black salve, which is good. And yeah, one day we'll all hug Eric. I miss you guys, still aching to hug you all. Mark says our medical system has become Jewish ritual murder. As you know, the plan, the grand satrap.
Jewish ritual murder. That's
Jewish,
exactly what it is.
1492. Remember the instructions: raise up your sons to become the doctors and the apothecaries, to kill the Christians. This is the whole point. Mark said you rode 15 kilometres to deliver some medical cannabis. He's used to that. Mark, you said you saw something light up in the sky when I was going back up the canal. All right, so what do you think it was? Was it a meteor or what? Something light up the sky. Yes, so anything else, babe, along that vein?
Well, when I was a child,
yes,
I somehow was given a deadly hepatitis.
Right.
At the same time, my brother was given a deadly form of polio.
Yes.
My parents, primarily my mother, would come see me in the hospital, and then they would both go out to see my brother, because the old man didn't want to see me, right? He'd hope not die. Go out and see my brother at the Coast Hospital.
So how old were you?
Probably in the neighbourhood of 10.
Right. And which hospital were you in?
Royal South Sydney.
Okay.
So my mother would come and see me.
Yes.
Then the old man and who would go out and see my brother.
Both would go, yeah, right. What a bastard.
Now, he was, one of the lady had been cured of it, and he was the second in history to be cured of that particular disease.
Right.
Mine was expected to kill me, but it didn't.
Right.
But I went as yellow as that mouse there.
Right.
Eyes was yellow.
Yes, jaundiced.
It was jaundiced, yeah.
Yeah.
But I just overcome it.
Because it attacks the liver.
But they try to kill us both at the same time.
Very interesting.
It's interesting.
So,
very interesting.
Very interesting. So how long were you in the hospital?
Well, probably 5 or 6 days or so.
Right. And then what, your colour just started
I just come good and I was out.
Right.
That's how I work when I get like anything like that attacks me.
Yep.
And sort of it'll go to the limit where you should be dead, and then that's it. I get up and walk away.
Right. It's like your blood.
The same thing with the blood, yeah. That thing there, that was an amazing. It's got to be me to experience it in the sense that I'm laying there, the blood's all bleeding out, and they want to give me a transfusion.
Mm.
Well, what would be in that? Who knows, right? But I wasn't having that. So the young doctor, he was like chewing his fingernails down at the bone, saying, "Look, you've got to have something in you, you're going to die."
Mm.
We were checking out. You've run out of blood. Like, hello, it was white as that bloody notepad over there.
Mm.
Right? I said, so I'm laying there, got one eye open. Right? I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And I'm sort of laying there waiting for the angel of death to show up, and they wouldn't show up. So where are you? Because I was quite prepared to leave right then and get fuck the world, right?
Yes.
Right? And I had some unpleasant experiences while I was in there with this bloody one nurse, one of the monsters she was.
Mm.
And told her to get stuffed as well. And then all of a sudden, I was back. So the doctor was jumping around, we're going all back here.
It's a miracle, it's a miracle.
Well, that's basically, he didn't say that, but he said it is just outstanding that this happened.
Mm.
When he's coming, he's checking the body to see for any pulse, right? Because you got that blood in you to pulse.
But to pulse, yeah.
Right? Next thing is just up to normal again, right? And I'm back to my pink colour and impish grin.
The God particle with the impish grin.
Well, for those of you who don't know, what happened was I had a kidney stone. And that's caused by diet. And so it got stuck in the, coming from the kidney down to your bladder. It goes down through the very, very fine tube. It's tiny. Mm-hmm. And it got blocked. So I went to the doctors and he said, well, you're going to have to go to hospital, right? So I said, all right. So I go to hospital. Very unpleasant. There's the phone ringing.
Oh, my phone. Okay, I'll be back.
So I'll continue talking.
Yes.
And as it turned out, they had to do a ultrasound to destroy the stone itself. And in order to do that, first they put a stent in through the bladder and up into the kidney. That's how they do it. So that was booked in to be done one night. And there was a bit of a delay. And I thought it was a bit odd, because it's a serious thing. So finally, it was dark in the evening, and these two doctors come and got me on a trolley and took me down the hall of this hospital. It was a new hospital too, by the way. And as I'm going down the hallway, these two doctors pushing. Another doctor comes along and he says, oh, the door's closed up here, I'll go and open it for you into the radiology. So I thought, yeah, this is odd. So I'm standing there in the dark virtually, and the guy goes in, comes out, opens the door, then we all three of us walk, he helps push the trolley in. We go through the radiology, through that, where the light was shining at the end of the hall, which was 50 odd feet away. And go through the radiology where I thought we was going to do the job, but no, we go through that and into this room, and there was 23 elderly doctors in the room. Right, why? So I'm scanning all this, and at the same time the anaesthetist was putting the little needle into the vein on the back of my wrist, which is a very unpleasant place to put it, I reckon. And then taping me up, and he's talking to me. I said, what's all these doctors doing here? Well, and he said, oh, blah, blah. And he went to say something, and that's it, I passed out. Well, when I woke up, what had happened, they put the thing through the stent, all right, and using ultrasound or whatever, and they put it into an artery. And it was just bleeding profusely down through the kidney and out through the bladder. And that's what they picked up on it, the doctors picked up on it. So as it turns out, of course, we are laying there in the bed, and I thought the bastards are after me again. And I thought, that's the last time I'm going to bloody hospital, I've had enough of this. So bled to death, virtually. Any person in the same situation would have died. And as I said, I was laying there waiting for the angel of death. And suddenly recovered. Pulse started, and I was back to normal. Was there a missed phone call?
It was Jimmy. Dingo. I sent a text, said we would call in 1 hour. All right. Okay. Now, where are we up to? Yes,
Well,
Mark, it wasn't set up at the hospital. It was totally set up.
Yes,
Yeah, there's 23 doctors. Actually, at the time, now this is just after I found you, talking about that kidney stone, because you fell really sick just after I found you.
Yeah.
And anyway, I did my usual internet search, kidney stones, and you did pay the $19.95 for the ebook, and this was the cure. It was 2 litres of Coca-Cola,
asparagus.
1 bunch of asparagus, wasn't it? The asparagus was cooked and then pureed, is that right?
Look, I'm not quite sure. I think it was cooked. No.
Oh, all right, but it was pureed.
Well, you get it in a jar, right? So I just put it in a bloody thing and blended it.
Blended it, so it was blended asparagus, right? And you had to drink the asparagus followed by the
2 litres.
2 litres of Coca-Cola. All right, and it dissolved.
It did. It worked.
It worked because you resurrected shortly after that. How long before you actually passed the stones, and was it like a little salt?
Well, I think I dissolved most of them down to... See, when a kidney stone, what it actually is, sometimes it's as big as 1/4 inch.
Yes.
But they are very, very jagged looking, sometimes black looking things.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And if you can imagine burning the head of a match and having that size of thing, but all jagged bits stuck out of it, no wonder it hurts going through the urethra.
Yeah.
Holy hell's bells. Because the urethra only takes a tiny, it's only this needle, not like the eye of a needle, if that. That's how big the urethra is.
Yeah.
If you imagine pushing something like that through the urethra, and they're quite long. They go from your kidney and down to your bladder, so it might be... Well, the stent they pulled out was at least 300 millimetres long.
Yes.
Right? And in it had all these broken up bits of this black crap.
Yeah.
So, but once it's done, it's done. So just keep your diet right from then on.
Yeah. So you passed it without any trouble after?
Yeah, well, the stent was left in for quite a while.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the Coca-Cola. And
yes.
Yeah, because this was... The Coca-Cola and the asparagus was years after.
It would have done the job in the first place, right?
It would have done the job in the first place. You needn't have gone to the hospital. That's the whole point. So good on you, Coca-Cola, for the one thing that it might be, because it dissolves.
Yeah.
It's so acid. It dissolves.
You put a penny or something in
salt
coins, you know. When I was counterfeiting coins, that's how I was cleaning it with Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yeah. And
so there's another checkmate I got up my sleeve. I've got 168 of those hidden away near Ned Kelly, who was the foremost set-upon family in Australia. There was Irish immigrants, and the troopers at the time, what they called the policemen because they rode horses and that, they're evil bastards, right?
Yeah.
And they arrested his mother for rustling sheep, which is bullshit, right?
Yes.
And then he said, that's it. So he went up his brain, him and his brothers. They started robbing people because they had no money. No one had money in those days, especially if you're an immigrant. And they started robbing people and giving them money to the poor, thanks to Robin Hood legend. And he eventually was wearing an iron-clad suit on his head and his body, and they finally got them in a house, like a bit of a old shanty type house, and of course they was going to burn him out. And so he walked out blazing, and they shot him in the legs.
Yes, yeah.
And then they took him to Golden Goal, as they call it.
Yeah.
And it's near there where I hid the $168 coins, which is all weigh an average of 8.88 grams.
Yes.
Right? So they knew, the authorities knew I was up to something. And of course, when I went to trial over it, was a Justice Webb, and he looked at him, he said, I can't tell the difference. He said, I can't tell the bloody difference, he says. Typical Australian, right?
Yeah.
And he says, okay, it's $1,000 fine, don't pay with your own currency. So I didn't pay this fine anyhow.
Yeah. Now, all right, Mark just said he got this in an email, and it's the blood of Jesus found on the Ark of the Covenant. It's still alive before its news alternative. Right. Now, Mark, this is what we've been revealing for years. That was Ron Wyatt. Ron Wyatt found. Now, please listen.
He got one thing right.
Please listen very carefully. Anything from before its news and all those they're all part of the Jewish-controlled bullshit that's out there. Before its news, they all ignore the real news. There is no alternative news of truth because they've all been informed by not only by us directly, but by many of the saints who have been now for years alerting all of these alternative sources. So what's the big news about the blood? Well, it's what we talk about when we say Ron Wyatt discovered the Ark of the Covenant, and listen very carefully. It was exactly 2 p.m. on January the 6th in the year 1982. He was the American man, Seventh-day Adventist, I believe.
Not
Seventh-day Adventist, something else.
It had a lot to do with the Seventh-day.
Right, okay. All right. It was 8 years before, was in Israel. He used to go there a lot on looking for things. He was walking with an Israeli antiquities man when his left arm suddenly started pointing, and a voice came from within him that said, over there is Jeremiah's grotto, and in it is the Ark of the Covenant. It took him 8 years going backwards and forwards to Israel to dig through what had become the garbage dump, and at 2 p.m. on January the 6th in the year 1982, he broke through to find the Ark of the Covenant. He dug through, and it was his son that made him go on and not give up on this particular day. The little Israeli antiquities guy fled the scene. Ron Wyatt climbed through the hole that he kept digging because he saw through the hole a glimmer of gold, and he found the Ark of the Covenant. He passed out for 45 minutes, and when he came to, he was able to inspect what he found. The stone on the lid of the coffer that contained the Ark of the Covenant had been cracked, and the blood, now listen very carefully, the blood that ran down the left-hand side of the cross, 20 feet through the rock,
26 feet,
was split open at the earthquake that occurred, so that the blood and the water from the left-hand side of the cross, this is very important, because Yah has been telling the world for years that the spear went in through his heart, the left side of his body, yet all the world of the scientifically dead and ignoring him continue to say that he was speared on the right side because, as Yah has been telling them, they have been misreading his Shroud of Turin. He was speared through the heart. Ron Wyatt, the left side of the upright to the cross, the blood ran down and spilled onto the lid, the mercy seat of the Ark of the Covenant. And yes, he was told to scrape off the dried blood. He put it in a film container and took it to an Israeli laboratory where they reconstituted it with saline, put it in a centrifuge for 72 hours, and they discovered that, yes, the blood was still alive and that it had only one human parent. It had the 23 XX chromosomes and one Y chromosome. It had one human parent. And the lab technicians were saying, who does this blood belong to? And Ron Wyatt, crying, said, this is your Messiah, Jesus. It is his blood.
And they all converted to Christian.
Now, they converted to become Christians, etc., etc. Now, what is the big deal of January the 6th, 2 p.m. at 1982? I will tell you what the big deal is. At that exact moment in time, Yah was 1982 weeks old. Hello? A coincidence? Not. He was 1982 weeks old. All right. So what happened? Ron White, he followed the instructions were given to him, as he describes it, 4 angels who were guarding the Ark of the Covenant. He was told to seal it up again, and it would be exposed once more when Ron White was told that the mark of the beast would be made law. Now, the mark of the beast is the Talmud. It's Talmud law. And Netanyahu's been standing up in recent months saying that the law of Israel is Talmudic law, etc., etc., etc. And we have been saying for the longest time, yes, you can't approach the Ark of the Covenant because they sent in 4 Israeli museum workers. When Ron White went back to the USA, they sent them in and they didn't come out, so they phoned Ron White. He returned, and we talked about this yesterday or the day before. He returned to go in there and found these dudes dead, eyes crossed. He recognised that each one of them had a stroke. So what happened? They were struck dead, smited, struck dead. They could not approach the Ark of the Covenant. And then it has been sealed until a moment in time when it will be exposed once more. Probably, we don't know, probably by an earthquake, could be exposed in any which way. But Yara and I joke about it. You know, we'll go and pick it up and we're going to use it as a coffee table. But it's a really good, just here, walk by this.
And the Shroud of Turin is a hall
runner. The Shroud of Turin is a hall runner or a tablecloth once again. So, you cannot approach the Ark of the Covenant and live is true.
See, how this all happened, it was you got the upright of the cross and it's a hole dug into the stone. And so when the rain and washed the body clean, then that is why the body wasn't washed and anointed inside the tomb when the women was there. And that is why all the blood, excess fresh blood, was washed into the upright, down the feet on the left side, and the crack that occurred in the stone, 26 feet, which was directly above the Ark of the Covenant, Jeremiah's grotto, and the water that had been filled up and the blood that had been filled up into the foot of the cross upright.
Yes.
So the blood was on the bottom of it, and then the rain come above it, which give it weight. And so when the earthquake occurred, it cracked it, and then because when pushed the blood through down and dripped onto, but the earthquake also cracked the top of the lid of the stone box which the ark was in.
Yes.
That's the amazing part.
Yes.
And then that's called the mercy seat where the blood is on.
Yeah.
So that's why you've got 23. Now, you've got 23 chromosomes female and 1 Y chromosome from the father, because there's no human father.
No. How can the Creator, who is the Father, have a father?
Well, that's what I've always said. I'm the Creator. I can't have a father. I am the Father, right?
Yes.
So how can a father have a father if you're the father of everything?
Yes. Now, of course, we did PowerPoints on this a couple of years ago, and Ross is reaching into the Greek's Strong's Greek Concordance 1982 from 1909, and a derivative of 4639 to cast a shade upon, that is, by analogy, to envelope in a haze of brilliancy, figuratively to invest with preternatural influence, overshadow. And have we not been talking about that? The soul of Yah is worn on the outside now. Enveloping, a haze of brilliancy, of course. But this is the thing, everything that they do, even if they get all the details wrong, everything they do, it's all about the timing of everything, because Yah measures the points in time that are revealed, time and space, against his rebirth hour and location. And Diane Christine says, hi, Ya Ash. Hello, Diana Christine. Lovely to have you with us, honey bunch. And hey, it's 1 o'clock.
We're out of here already.
We're out of here already. We had nothing to say today, absolutely
Okay.
nothing. Really struggling.
I noticed though you did something very unusual. You started to breathe in between sentences.
I started to
Usually
breathe.
you just sort of goes to go. Where do you get the air from? You breathe in through your ears or something.
Oh, right. Ross had something to say about. Now, this is why I joke. Like the Ark of the Covenant carried around the 10 Commandments or something. And Jesus said, look, there's 2 commandments. Love God and love your neighbour as yourself. So the 10 Commandments are all, there's 2 commandments. Love God with all of your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbour as yourself, etc., etc. At the Ash motor. Yes, you're right. And it's fueled by Mocha.
The Mocha motor.
The Mocha motor. So this is why I call the candy apple green ute that's parked in our garage that I bought Ya for his 69th birthday, because I got a surprise superannuation thing. I didn't know I had it, so anyway, I call it. We call it the Ark of the Covenant. Well, it's the Ark of the Covenant. It's riding around, the Word of God. The Word of God is riding around in the Ark of the Covenant, carrying around the Word of God.
And it runs on gas.
And it runs on gas. BLGM, Blugum from Tugum. Oh, so it delivers, it carries around the Word of God. I don't know, what are you going to do with me? Because a full house today, yeah. Thank you guys once more for coming on over into the chat room and having us get through this show today when we had absolutely nothing to say once again. And I'm trusting that Michelangelo there in California will get a kick out of this one. He always talks about how I make him laugh, so that's the point, isn't it? The whole world laughing. Isn't there a prophecy, something you're talking about?
What it is when you're young, the girls smile at you. When you're old, they laugh at you.
No, but you're talking about not that. Another prophecy about the whole world will be laughing.
Something like that.
Something like that. Well, anyway.
And go along with that?
Yes. The whole world will be laughing. Instead of in fear and terror as they're trying to get everybody in, the whole world will
I just took the Shroud of Turin. I'm lining it up with the face on the...
oh, you mean the God particle face?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that'll be good.
I'll put the camera on it just as we go out so you can have a bit of a look at it.
Diana Christine says, that's a whole lot of nothing to say. Totally right. And actually, Yaz just found something to turn the camera to, so he will continue to have a little talkie through the video.
What I put there is all the guidelines to show the eyes, the nose, the mouth, etc. Directly below my own face, which is lined up with the particle from CERN, which is that ghostly looking face, which is exactly the same as the eyes and the nose and so forth. Mm. So I put this one here, which has got the Shroud of Turin face, and it's lined up perfectly to show with my face, naturally, and also how it lines up with the... I'll move it over. Whoop, what happened there? You can move it over and line it up directly with the CERN face as shown there. I think it's very interesting look at it.
Very, very interesting. It's all very interesting. Yeah. These days are certainly very interesting that we live in.
Anyhow, we'll just keep on soldering on. It's all coming to pass. Look for September the 28th. This is their big hurrah. And it's not going to be a big hurrah, it's going to be a big hooray.
Big hooray.
Mm. And hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, everybody. thank you again, and we'll be back tomorrow with nothing to
Can
say
you
once
imagine
more.
if the God particle would have been the face of Arnold Schwarzenegger? It'd have been world news.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
the Terminator. All right. Okay.
Okay,
Later, Gators.
that's it.